Joe Healy with D1 Baseball here with Oklahoma head baseball coach Skip Johnson. His team taking part in the Shriners Children's College Baseball Showdown opening weekend against Oregon, Tennessee, and Nebraska in Globe Life Field. A fantastic field of teams again. Should be a lot of fun in Arlington. First off, Coach, I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity.
As you lead up to the season, has there been for you and your coaching staff a point of emphasis or a focus for your team as you guys get them ready?
Just try to, fundamentally play catch and get in shape and kind of start with some of the approaches, some of the defense and trying to scrimmage and get some of the innings built, face live at bats and trying to do those things as we go through it. That's the biggest thing that we can do, try to prepare those guys to see pitches and to play at a speed or at a level that is conducive to the environment that we're going to be in. This event is like a regional, it's the first weekend it's a regional. You got all these teams that we're playing that are really good and it's exciting. You're looking at Globe Life in the Shriners College Showdown. It's children's, classic. It's first class. It's always has been. It's run really well, and playing at Globe Life is incredible.
Let's talk a little bit about your team specifically. Bryce Madden's a guy who's going to be right in the middle of it for your team offensively. What makes him a special bat, a special hitter?
Just his approach and how he goes about his business. It's he's older. It's like he's a veteran, and he takes his at bats well. He's doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. Just has quality at bats and understands his role on the team and what he does. And I think that's the biggest thing that he does. Our whole outfield's back, and he's one of those stables that can hit behind somebody or hit in front of somebody.
On the mound, you bring in Braden Davis, a transfer from Sam Houston. What do you like about him as a potential guy to jump into the rotation right away?
Well, it's going to be interesting for him because he's relieved his most of his college life, and he went to the Cape and started, and that kind of helped him a little bit. We're starting him in the fall and starting him in early the spring, and it would be interesting to see how he does in that role. I kind of tried to do the same thing with Wyatt Odes before COVID hit. He was a reliever, and I was going to make him a starter, and he piggybacked Cavalli, and then we kind of started him, and just to see those guys in those rows, have they been in relief rows to see if he can experience and he can. I think one thing that Davis has is he's really pretty much even killed too. A lot like Bryce Madden, doesn't get too high, doesn't too low, really competitive, an inner fire burn inside of him, uber athletic. Little bitty guy he's uber athletic.
Bullpen, you've got a group led by guys like Carter Campbell, Will Carson. You have to feel pretty confident about what you bring back on that unit, just in terms of demeanor and stuff, to be able to lock down games for you.
Yeah, Carter Campbell, Atwood, and Will Carson. Those guys can. Will. He came to me the other day. This shows you the leadership of a senior. He comes to me the other day. He's like, "Hey man, whatever role you want me in, I'm good." And for him to be unselfish, that's what you really look for. How many kids are going to be selfless as we go into it and be a team player? And he came to me the other day and goes, "Hey, I'll whatever you want, row, Skip, I'll do it. If I have to start, throw in relief or close, whatever." And that's a true sign of a leader. That's somebody you want to really, as coaches. To me, it's exciting because you bring them in, you build those relationships. It's about winning. Don't get me wrong. But it's about building those relationships in something he's going to do the rest of his life and teach him through the game of baseball to be selfless. And so I thought that was pretty cool.
What do you feel like has to happen for this team to reach its ceiling, whatever that ceiling may be?
Be selfless and be a team. It's all about attitude. It's all about continuity, understanding their role, understanding it's a present that you play in. It's the now that you play in. Playing good catch, throwing strikes, picking each other up. It's like those things are vital, and really in making those guys believe in themselves every day and believing they can win. And I think those are the things that you got to kind of grow as we go through it. It's not nothing that we need to really work on. It's something we need to grow in, so to speak. So it's I think those are huge qualities for a team as we go look forward to the tournament, look forward past it.
Your program is no stranger to Globe Life Field. I think the only team that's played more games in that stadium than the Oklahoma Sooners is the Texas Rangers. So, what challenges does that stadium present, and what do you like about having your team play there?
Well, number one, that's in a big league ballpark. I mean, all these guys want to talk about playing the big leagues. Well, we get to play in a big league ballpark. Number two is it's a first class facility, and all the people that surround you, from the guy that's on the field to the guy you're walking through to going down the elevator, walking in, getting prepared for the next game. Everybody that I mean, and when I tell you everybody that is in there, they're always in a good mood and they're always thankful that you're there. And so that all of a sudden it already, it's like walking into Disney. You might have the CEO in Disney at the front gate and you don't even know who he is. I mean, that's what's awesome about that stadium. And I think their marketing, or whoever the president is or whatever, has done a good job with that. And I think that's hopefully will continue. And I think the stuff that you have to play with is a big environment. The ceiling's really high. It's indoors. Those things are always tougher to play in sometimes. Making sure you get out there and practice and you can read the ball off the bat and try to make it game-like. See how the turf is. The ground crew there is incredible. It was like one of the best grounds that we played on since I've been in Division I baseball. So it'll be a fun atmosphere and good environment. And you really get to see them in the environment, how they react in that environment with a bigger crowd, because, all those teams that we're playing and that are in this tournament, they have a good fan base.
And then finally, last thing for you, why is it important to play in a tournament like this early in the season where you go out and test yourself right away?
Well, you always want to play good opponents. That's what it's about, playing a good opponents. I mean, you know what your standard is, and you have your standard, and see if you can uphold your standard by playing good teams and still maintain that standard as we go through it. And how they lose confidence or gain confidence, you want to play against good players. I mean, if I was wanted to play golf, I want to play golf with Tiger Woods every day. If I wanted to bowl, I'd want to bowl against Pete Weber every day. And I mean, that's just it's one of those deals. Like, you want to play against the best because you think you're the best. It'll help you.
Again, Skip Johnson, Oklahoma State. We'll edit that out, Coach. Oklahoma. Skip Johnson. Let me start over. Once again, Skip Johnson, Oklahoma head baseball coach, his team taking part in the Shriners Children's College Baseball Showdown versus Oregon, Tennessee, and Nebraska at Globe Life Field. Coach, once again, I appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks for the opportunity, and it's going to be a fun weekend.